All right, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Have to get this right. Okay, we are, let me see, 10 o'clock on the dot. You guys know how we do. We believe in starting on time so that we don't waste nobody's time. I'm your host, Cy Smith, and as we always do, we want to always make sure that people know the bigger picture on what we do. Who just joined us?
Tracy.
What's up, Tracy? You want to give me a quick update? Like, just tell me who's coming on. Anybody you expecting? Tracy,
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay. I only received one response back, and that was from Dr. Simpson. She said she had an event today that she wouldn't be able to make it.
No, that's perfectly fine. She can watch the replay of it. All right, cool. So I'm gonna, you can mute. I'll bring you up if I need to, but other than that, I'm gonna get started because we're recording. I want to make sure people have the information they're gonna need to move forward with. So thank you for being on. All right, everyone. Your host, Cy Smith, coming to you on the third Saturday of the month. Every third Saturday of the month is our Doctors and Dentists Day. And so today is all about our doctors and dentists. You just heard TA LLC, Tracy's LLC, talk about Dr. Simpson, who's a doctor who is not going to be able to join us today. But this is our annual convention. The dialogue is on landscapers. Of course, on duty today are our doctors and dentists, but the subject of this whole entire Zoom is going to be on our landscapers. And we're expecting Governor Charles Robinson. He owns Cream of the Crop. That is a landscaping company that we are working with him to help make it a strong force in our neighborhood to hire our young people and put them to work. So the way this whole conversation is going to go is we have the purpose is for us to build up Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana, for those who don't know, is 83% African American. So it's a Black town. It's right next door to Chicago, the third largest city in America. It has Lake Michigan sitting on the east, and that's one of the better lakes out of the 5 Great Lakes. So it's sitting on a beautiful lake there. And we believe that if done correctly, all 20 cities in America would send their people to Gary, Indiana for one of the 48 conventions out the year, every weekend, except months where we have 5 weekends. It's a different convention. So last week was the landlords. This week is the landscapers. Next week is the book authors. So literally every month, there's 4 different conventions that we're hosting. And that's an opportunity for all our people across Black America to pick the subject that matters to them and then come on and come to Gary, Indiana. For those people who may say, well, where are we going to stay at? Right now, we have the Ameristar Hotel, which is in East Chicago, not that far away from Gary's airport. That's the hotel of choice for now. We're trying to work with them to broker some agreement where we can get some type of favorable pricing, given the fact that we want to make these weekly conventions a big deal. I see you, Governor Charles. Thanks for making it.
You're welcome, sir. How you doing?
Every day is lovely and grateful that we can be in this fight. We got superstar Tracy holding down the administration for us. So let me do this. I want to go through the format again so everyone to know. We have Chicago, Illinois is the national headquarters. So Chicago manages 20 different cities around the country for what we do. And it's based on zip code. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna name to you the regions. There's 7 regions. All 7 regions are made up of 3 different cities at a minimum. And those 3 cities is what we use to be able to manage what we do. So one of the 7 regions is Gary, Chicago, Atlanta. So we got Governor Charles Robinson on here now. He's from Chi-Town, so he's in that region there. We have the Detroit, St. Louis, and Milwaukee region. We was hoping to get Brother Arnold on from St. Louis. We'll see if he can get on. We got the Miami, Birmingham, and New Orleans region. We don't have anyone that's a landscaper from there. Tracy, she tried her best to look up as many landscapers we could and try to get them on today. So if you're watching this and you know a landscaper in Miami, Birmingham, or New Orleans, please let us know. Kansas City, St. Paul, and Cleveland. That's the 4th region we have. We are expecting Nigeria out of St. Paul, Minnesota, and Mike out of Cleveland. Hopefully they will be able to get on. They're an hour ahead of us, so it's 11 o'clock in Cleveland time. Then we have the 5th region is LA and San Diego. No one from there. The 6th region is Dallas, Texas, and Memphis, Tennessee. We'll see if we can get Brother Raymond on from Dallas. Charles Robinson is also representing his sister city, which is Dallas, Texas. All right, the last region, the 7th region is Boston, Philadelphia, DC, Norfolk, Virginia, and New York City. So that represents 20 cities plus Chicago, and that's altogether 21 cities. And so everything that we're going to talk about is going to be centered around those regions. That's who we hope will next year come and visit GI for the Convention on Landscaping. Governor Charles, based on what I shared, what do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing that you just said, just with that one piece of landscaping. And looking at the regions, I mean, that's a beautiful makeup right there of just a big collaboration of people with that entrepreneur spirit for landscaping, which we know is vital to any economy to have. I mean, it's lovely.
And the other piece too is, for those who may not take it as serious, please know that other races of people are putting their men to work, giving them opportunities to earn a living, take care of their family by cutting grass in our community. And it's not reciprocal. We're not in their community, they're in our community, and they're making money. So this subject, the way I see it,
let me stop you on one thing, sir. Men and women.
Mm-hmm.
All right, capitalizing off that. Yep.
Yeah, whole families. Yeah, definitely, whole families. And if nothing else, you guys, because some of our people said they were busy cutting grass today, they couldn't get on. So I'm glad, Charles, you was able to get on, despite possibly not taking certain jobs during this 10 o'clock hour. But it's so important that we as Black people coordinate, meaning we know what each other's doing, when, and how we can help and add value, because these other people are coordinated and they are literally grabbing market share in our neighborhood with no regard for trying to partner, try to build up some of our young Black males that want a job, that need a job. It's all about them coming in and extracting what they need for their community with no regard for our community. So this gathering of these 7 regions and trying to make sure that we're talking to each other, to me, is paramount. And so all the cities that's not a part of it this year, hey, we do it every year. So hopefully next year we'll have you ready to go. So here is how big of a deal it is. For those watching, this is Nigeria, 6,000 miles away from us here. Every single month, they are updating us on the convention of the month, of the week. So as you see here, these young people are saying, in this case, engineers and landscapers. The next one is scientists and landscapers. We got dentists and doctors and landscapers. Here you got the nurses and landscapers. So all the way 6,000 miles away in Nigeria, they're promoting the Gary, Indiana conventions because they recognize that if we can help Black America come to Gary with the convention, that's going to boost the Black economy and a city that's 83% Black. Charles, what's your thoughts on that? And Tracy, if you got any thoughts, please jump in as well on the piece that I just shared with Nigeria. You might be on mute.
Yeah, I was giving Tracy an opportunity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's really in the background doing the administration, but I wanted to make sure she got the opportunity if she wanted to chime in.
Yeah, I just want to say I think this partnership and having Nigeria, just as you say, with all those 1,000 and close to 1 million people, I believe there, it's very good that we partner up with Nigeria and other African countries to symbolize that we want to see growth for them just as well as ourselves. Yeah, so that's very vital to once again to the economy.
And we literally at each one of these signs, you see them holding up in red ink, it says Nigeria signs. So that's how we consider helping, is that this little village inside in rural Georgia, rural Nigeria, we're paying them to their company, Nigeria Signs, company we help them create because we're their largest client. Just like you, Tracy, we want to make sure that money is coming to your business, because this is the key. When you guys donate your $12 a year to us, that money is going to be circulated back to strengthening our people in the businesses that they start up, that's going to create jobs. And that's what the conventions do. It moves people and their money into a certain area where it can help that economy. So I wanted to make sure everyone saw that. Nigeria Signs, we do the pennies to Africa. So that's the linkage there. So everyone to know that. So now, because it's time for us to get into the meat of the agenda, let me post up what we want to walk away with. So this here is what I shared with you earlier. So this here is the 7 regions here. Today is the 20th. We recognize that. So Gary, Chicago, Atlanta. You heard me talk about that. Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Miami, Birmingham, New Orleans, Kansas City, St. Paul, and Cleveland, LA, San Diego, Dallas, Memphis, Boston, Philly, DC, Norfolk, and New York City. So again, you see the colors there. The colors match where they are in the map of America up there. You see the green, Texas. You see that. You see the purple, California. So all those lightning bolts match the regions. And this goes for every single weekly convention. It's the same structure, same format, and it just changes with the subject matter. That's the only thing that changes, is the subject matter, but those regions stay the same. All right, so let's put up here what we got to vote on, because we got some voting to do. When we do these conventions, the reason we're here is to vote. All right, so I was hoping we would have had our third person on by now. We haven't. So actually, Tracy, I gotta put you to work here. All right, so I'm gonna be the tiebreaker because you need a tiebreaker here, and we're gonna go through these 7 regions. We're gonna vote. So Tracy, you just tell us you'll vote for each one of these 7 regions, and I'll break the tie if there is a tie, if you guys don't agree. So let's get started. Gary, Chicago, Atlanta region, we had to pick one of these 4 topics to be our theme to work on leading up to next year's convention. All right, ignore that May 21st last year date. I forgot to update that. So this is the way to go. Let's go through it. So the subject topic for Gary, Chicago, and Atlanta landscapers is, should we make our theme for next year about landscapers being safer at work, landscapers and their abusive spouses, landscapers and their clerical or administrative responsibilities, or landscapers and incarceration? All right, so let's start with you, Tracy. Which of these 4 is the one you select that should be the focal point for next year? You might be on mute.
I was thinking,
Oh,
I'm gonna go with number 3.
all right, number 3. Charles, which one do you have? You might be on mute.
Yeah, I'm looking it over now, trying to narrow it down.
So being safer at work, abusive spouses, administrative responsibilities, or incarceration.
I'm gonna say administrative, number 3 too.
All right, so
Because you
that's what
can't
it
do
is.
nothing
No need
without
for you to vote.
administration. That's the way I feel.
I know how you feel about administration. I got you. All right,
Uh-huh.
the next region is Miami, Birmingham, and New Orleans. And Miami people, Birmingham people, New Orleans, don't get mad that Chicago and Gary is voting for you. We gave this notice. You should be on so that way you can vote, but we got to keep the ball rolling. So here we go. Landscapers and toxic food intake, landscapers and restaurants, landscapers and positive effects of traveling, or landscapers and the negative effects of or the negative marketing and branding. Chase.
Yeah, I'm thinking, sorry.
Oh yeah, okay. I just want to make sure you knew.
I'm gonna go with number 4.
Okay. Governor Charles. So toxic food intake, restaurants, positive effects of traveling, or negative marketing and branding. You still there, Governor? You might be
I'm
on mute.
sorry, number 4. I muted myself again. Number 4.
Well, that takes me out of the effects of that. Now, give us your what's your reasoning for that?
Overall, I'll just say that that's an important topic to me because
You
that
don't care about the food.
yeah, I care about food. I care about the way they eat. But number 4 just sticks out to me. Just the whole narrative of it ties in with the aspects of the everything about landscaping to me. It just speak for itself, actually.
Nah, I got you. Tracy, what was your reason for it? You might be on mute.
Well, yeah, I'm here. More so for personal reasons. Not just when I was looking for a landscaper for myself, but when I look up other topics, and especially online, like when it comes to their website, is not descriptive, is not why are you laughing? It's not descriptive. They don't show their work, or the information that they have posted is outdated. It's not up to date.
Hey, landscapers, she's just going through her experience, you guys. So if you're not if the shoe fit, you wear it. So that's very descriptive, Tracy. I like that because some of them need to step their game up. Not all, but some got to step it up. And Tracy did do the research, so she's speaking from real experience there. Thank you for that one. Also, some of our landscapers, to defend them a little bit, is a one-man, one-woman operation. So we got to help them. And so everyone that have a teenage child, male or female, please connect them with us, 312-405-8844. Because honestly, let's put them to work. Let them earn some money cutting grass, cream of the crop. The Charles Company will put them to work if they're in Chicago. If you're in another city, we can work with some adult that's responsible, and let's help them earn money, and we can work on the respect, the branding of you guys cutting grass in Birmingham, in Miami. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah,
right.
let me just tie in. That's very important that what Tracy said, because that's why I take pictures before pictures and after pictures.
Exactly. Yes.
And then that's very critical, up to date pictures of what I'm doing. And make it up to date because it got a time stamp on it. And another thing is, some people get it confused and twisted. I done went to clients where they expecting more than they're actually paying for. That's kind of crucial to me. That's why I want to be descriptive when I talk to people. What is their expectations?
Yeah.
For me to complete what they want to see, versus what you're going to pay. And I'm not I'm very reasonable with prices, but time is money. Now, if what you want is taking a time, we counting in that time too, because for some cuts, especially with, I like the fact you say with one man. Some things I go at, I'm a one man band at it, and that takes time. Even with a crew, I done worked with a crew, and it took time. It took
Yeah.
everybody time, for what this person's expectations was. So I got
And,
to make sure I pay these people.
yep.
Equipment is money, gas is money, and travel, the travel time to get to you. That's another thing. That's why these zip codes and stuff are important. So we could have some people in the zip code, as Sad was saying, we want to be able to be customized and speedy to everybody. So with people that I already got in the zip code, that's part in this landscaping thing, but make it easy.
Big time, big time.
Yep.
And what Tracy shared with her experience, just so all of our audience know, we want to make certain that by your zip code, there's a landscaping linkage there. And I'm working with Cream of the Crop to help from an administrative standpoint, because whether it goes through Cream of the Crop or not, the relationship management matters, so that you as a resident will have confidence that if something is wrong, you know who you can go to and talk to in your zip code. So this ain't no faraway group. This is in your zip code. All right, let's move on here. DSM region is Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee. Again, if you guys are on, you can vote on your own, but we're gonna go ahead and I didn't tell you guys. So the theme for Gary, Chicago, Atlanta for next year, as you can see, there's going to be landscapers and their administrative responsibilities, clerical responsibilities. That's the theme. The second thing for Miami, Birmingham, and New Orleans is going to be landscapers and the negative effects of marketing / branding. And now we're on DSM, Detroit, St. Louis, Milwaukee. So here we go. Landscapers and home repair concerns, landscapers and vehicle repairs, landscapers and laws, landscapers and art. And what I should have been saying in each one of these, so our audience would know why these subjects are here. Each city, every one of these cities has one major function. So for instance, Gary major function is administration. That's Gary, Indiana's administrative function for the whole Black America. Chicago is the headquarters for everything. Atlanta's headquarters is safety, police, firefighters, military. Miami national role is marketing. Birmingham national role is restaurants. And then New Orleans national role is travel. So that's why you saw those subjects under Miami, Birmingham, and New Orleans. Now with Detroit, St. Louis, and Milwaukee, Detroit's national subject is construction. St. Louis national role is laws, lawyers. And then the last one, Milwaukee, is art. So that's why you see these subjects here. So let's vote on this. Landscapers and home repairs, landscapers and vehicle repairs, landscapers and laws, or landscapers and art. We'll start with you, Tracy.
I'm gonna go with landscapers and laws.
That is number 3 again. You got an affinity with 3. Okay. Charles?
But it's equally laws. I gotta go with laws.
So y'all got me.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you that right now and why. Because the simple fact, to know the legal aspects, especially when we vary from state to state. And even in Chicago itself, it has a lot of laws that people don't know that landscapers have to follow.
Now that makes sense. Is that what's your reasoning, Tracy?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now, perfect. All right, we got that one down. Now we're moving over to Kansas City, St. Paul, and Cleveland. Kansas City is our national headquarters for teachers. Charles is a teacher. Cleveland is our national headquarters for doctors. And then we have St. Paul as our national headquarters for politicians. So let's get into it. These subjects is landscapers and student loan debt, landscapers and education, landscapers and exercise, and landscapers and emotional health. We'll start with you, Charles, this time. Which one you got?
All right. I want to say emotional health.
Uh-oh, why you say that one?
Because if you're not healthy, you can't do nothing. So if I'm all over the place, whether I got anxieties
Okay.
or just different health conditions, that's gonna lessen
Yeah,
my work as a
I guess.
landscaper.
I
I
guess.
gotta be able to be emotionally fit in order to just show up at all.
No,
So yeah,
nah, it
it's a
makes
big,
sense.
yeah.
Tracy?
I agree. I'm going with number 4 too.
Y'all just go give me no job. Okay. So the subject there will be number 4, landscapers. It'll be landscapers and emotional health for Kansas City, St. Paul, Cleveland. That's what that task is for you guys by next year. The next one is DM region. That's Dallas and Memphis. Dallas is our national headquarters for nurses, and Memphis is our national headquarters for journalism. So we have the 4 subjects to vote on: landscapers and nurses, landscapers and ancestors, landscapers in established media, and landscaping in how they use social media. One we control, the other one they control. So let's start with you, Charles, again.
I'm gonna say number 1, research.
No,
I say,
that's nurses.
for nurses. Is this
Yeah,
for nurses
yeah,
and
we're at Dallas,
landscapers?
Memphis. Yeah, Dallas, Memphis. So it's landscapers and nurses, landscapers or ancestors, landscapers in established media, and then landscapers and how they use social media.
Okay, give me 1 minute, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, go ahead. Let's switch over. Tracy, which
Yeah,
one you
switch
got,
over to
Tracy?
Tracy real quick. Yeah, give me a
I'm gonna
minute.
go with number 4.
And what's your reasoning for landscapers and use of social media?
Well, kind of like basically kind of the same reasons why we picked the landscapers and the administrative part. I think it's kind of the same.
Okay, okay. And so it goes to what you said with branding. To me, negative branding, how the website is outdated. Well, if they're using social media, hopefully if they're using it, that's a current state, is up to date.
Right.
All right, Governor Charles, you ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I have to go with social media too because I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that thing of getting the word out, we need social media as part of the marketing. It's gonna be a big part. It's a big part of our marketing, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess overall, I'm gonna say that's the if you got pictures and stuff like that, just like we say in the picture aspect of it, the picture says 1,000 words type of thing. I would want the social media to see what I'm doing or see
Right.
what I'm creating and stuff like that.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah.
All right, LA, San Diego, LS region, LA, San Diego. LA is our entertainment headquarters for Black America. San Diego is our farming headquarters for Black America. So we got landscapers in movies, landscapers in sports, landscapers in gardening, and landscapers in farming. And just so people have clarity, gardening is more hobby. Farming is about business, making money off of what you're farming. So let's go. Let's start with you, Governor Charles.
I'll say landscaping and planting.
Gardening or farming?
Gardening. I'm saying, my bad, gardening.
Okay, number 3. And what's your reasoning?
So I won't kill nobody precious flowers. Definitely don't want that
All
to
right,
happen.
I got you. What about you, Tracy?
I'm gonna say number 4, landscapers and farming.
And why you pick that one?
Because when I was doing my research for the cucumbers and the corn, I barely came across any Black farmers.
All right, I'm gonna break the tie with number 4 as well. So there we go. So we go stick with that one. All right, the last one is the biggest region we got, mainly the East Coast, All right, is Boston. It is Boston is headquarters for all research. It's Philadelphia, our headquarters for all missing persons or investigations. DC is our headquarters for all businesses. And then we got Norfolk, our headquarters for all veterinarians and animal hospitals. And then the last one is New York City, our headquarters for all engineering and technology. So let's get the last vote here. Landscapers and research, landscapers and missing persons, landscapers and innovation, or landscapers and technology. We'll close this out with you, Tracy. Which one you pick?
Landscapers and missing persons.
Why you picked that one?
It just sounds important. The missing persons.
Okay. No. Hey, when you cutting grass and you see a body on the side of the road, it makes sense. And we've had probably 3 instances of that. So it actually got a little bit more to it than just the way it sounds. They out there. Yeah. And then Gary, Indiana, when we had the 7 women missing, and you got the tall shrubbery, you need to cut that down, and guess what you find? So you own to something. Governor Charles, what you pick?
Man, I'm on the fence.
What got you? What two?
Huh?
Which ones got you thinking?
Technology and missing person.
What's your thought on both? On both, which got you?
Okay, what got me stumped? Technology. As a landscaper, you got to be up on different technologies that help landscaping, or just like for instance, different weed killers products, and technology also dealing with the social media. I mean, technology is just huge with that. I mean, with everything of landscaping to me, it's a tool that I could use in landscaping. And then the missing person is I could be, I go to different locations. So I'm gonna see people where I go. So it could be someone missing, and I could be key instrumentally of helping solve a missing by seeing people, by dealing with people, dealing with the public, dealing with locations. That is a vehicle that could be used to help solve some stuff of missing persons, I believe.
All right. Which one you gonna go with?
So I'm gonna have to narrow it down. People is more important than anything, so I'll go with the people. Missing
All
person.
right. We got it. I was gonna break the tie with that too if it would have been, but yeah, okay, so we got it. So now I'm gonna read all 7 themes. These themes is for those cities to work on leading up to next May. But we got to come up with a national theme, which is 1 out of the 7 that we selected. So I'm gonna read all 7, then we'll vote on the national theme that's gonna be for all the cities to have that second theme to work on for 2024. So you guys selected landscapers and their clerical responsibilities. So we're gonna vote on that versus landscapers and the negative marketing and branding versus number 3, which is landscapers and the laws. Also versus landscapers and their emotional health. Also from the landscapers and their use of social media. Landscapers and farming, and then the final one, landscapers and missing persons. So drum roll, 10:34, we're getting ready to come up with the national theme. All right, Tracy, what do you think the number 1 theme should be for all 20 cities in America for landscaping?
The landscapers and missing persons.
Dang. Charles, what you got, Charles?
Hold on. I'm gonna have to go with landscaping and missing person.
All right, I don't need to be involved. Y'all both got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, landscapers.
Everything.
Now I got you. Landscapers and missing persons 1034. We just concluded. Now, that's the whole. Imagine if all 20 cities had people here. If they were all physically here and we were at the Grant Theater, it would have been 7 breakouts, 7 different, if people from Birmingham, they going in to break out with Miami and New Orleans, meeting each other for the first time, and they're going to come back to the general meeting in the convention and tell us what they came up with. So we just did a remote version of all of theirs in one, but it would have been 7 different breakouts, 7 different areas of the convention where they would have went, discussed it, came up with which one they want, come back and present it to the whole body. And then we would have voted as a whole body on the national theme after they worked out their regional theme. So let's go with you, Tracy. How does this convention concept and process make sense?
Yes, it does.
Charles, what about you?
Yep. And the reason why I think it is because it touches everything that we live. Touches everything that we live. The 7, I call it the 7 daily living habits. Things that we
And the
live.
8 teams, because we got construction team 5
right?
in
It
there.
ties in. It ties into everything. So
Yeah.
nothing is literally left out, because if it don't come to fruition that is voted on this time, we got time. We could do it all these times and touch everything. Yeah.
Excellent. So what we want to do as we conclude here, we took care of the business. The main business was to come up and walk away with the 7 themes and the national theme. We did that in 36 minutes. That's kudos. And the problem, and I always got to highlight what the problem is, we know how we can make it better, is we need to have the business community, especially in Gary, Indiana, fully promoting this, because as you can see, we got legitimate business to take care of. We're coming up with the themes, so that way all year long we're working on something. So I just want to read these businesses that we want to encourage them to really support this convention concept. Heaven Sent Bakery, 37th and Broadway, Phyllis Fabrics, 21st and Broadway, Charm Girl Beauty, 19th and Grant, DK Salads, 600 on Lake Street, Righteous Ribs, 500 on 5th Avenue, Goudy Seafood, not sure if they still in business, 10th and Broadway, Charlie Coney Island, not sure they still in business, 24th and Broadway. We got 36 and Grant, Diva Do Hair Salon, Millsette Beauty at 20th and Broadway, Backstage, 37th and Broadway, Buzzbox, 44th and Broadway. We got Demo Designs, 39th and Broadway, Takadero on 5000 on 15th Avenue. We have Hattie's Daycare, 11th in Oklahoma, Nez Salons, 19th or 10th in Broadway, Angie's Home Daycare, 19th in Tennessee. We got Ladybug Laundry, 800 block on 5th Avenue. We got the car wash, DA car wash on 16 East on 20th Place. We got Godwin Realty. I know that brother, former council member. He's at 600 on Lake Street. Honeybee Nail Salons. We have the Funeral Homes Lakeside. They're on 22nd and Washington. 1040 Tax Service on 38th and Broadway. Unlimited Taxes on 12th and Broadway. That's our sister Candace there. All-Star Barbershop, 48th and Broadway. Powell's Trucking, 11th and Clay. Smith, Bizelle, and Warner Funeral Home, 42nd and Grant. Guy and Allen Funeral Home, 2900 on 11th Avenue. Marley's Barbershop, 12th and Broadway. Knock 'em Out Cuts, 6th and Lake Street. No Limit Cuts and Creations, 3100 on 5th Avenue. Panthera's Lounge, 5200 East on Dunn's Highway. Q's Lounge, 44th and Broadway. Elbow Lounge, 200 West 25th Street. Lawford Deep, 700 and Broadway, 7th and Broadway. Bessie Coleman, Black Owned Airport, 57 on Industrial Highway. Bilco, 24th and Broadway. Voodoo Lounge, 50th and Broadway. Paradise Lounge, 50th and Broadway. Hunter's Inn, 38th and Broadway. Buzzbox Lounge, 18th in Massachusetts. We got Tolbert and Tolbert Law Firm, 10th and Broadway. We got Glen Park Insurance, 39th and Broadway. All Pet Supplies, 39th and Broadway. We have Gary Printing, 1900 on 11th Avenue. Power and Sons Construction, 26th and 15th Avenue. Brenda's Florist, they're in Maryville at the border of Gary. And Gary Crusader, Dorothy Lavelle, 15th and Broadway. All right, let's start with you, Tracy. When you heard all that, what was your emotional response? You might be on mute. Can't hear you. You there, Tracy? You might be on mute. Can't hear you. Charles, we coming right up on you as soon as we hear from Tracy. Might be having some technical difficulties here. Governor Charles, when you hear all those black businesses, all black-owned businesses, what came to your spirit when you heard that?
No, that's like the Black Almanac for up-to-date businesses that which we should need, that especially us that's searching for businesses that's black. I mean, because why wouldn't we want to shop with our own? Because I see it as I don't know many other races that shop with blacks, and that's personal. You know, so that's very personal that we notice. So of course, when we put this video up, when I share it, I want people to go back that might want to go back or refer to this video to go back and chase some of them businesses down and help them, which we should be helping our economy grow. You know, that's what we should be doing anyway.
Now you're responsible for Dallas, Texas. If your Dallas, Texas people was here, I just named to you the businesses that they can go and spend money with, so they can name they for at the end of the month as well. Can you speak to that out of town link coming to Gary with the businesses?
Yes, name your folk. First of all, that's very critical, because that let us side check some of the stuff we don't, that we are not accustomed to doing. I mean, not everybody, but most of us that once again want to, and with Dallas coming here, that boosts the economy. So that's more, that's pouring into all these, especially if it's coming from people that's not specifically living in Gary, but you got Dallas, they coming showing love and pouring in. That makes this rainbow of love better. It's better with you.
I love it. Thank you so much. All right, Tracy, you back yet?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I agree with what he said. And then just all of us working together, coming together can help everything to grow.
I tell people, especially, it really boils down to that dollar. Finding reasons and excuses to circulate the money amongst each other, because it's really one or two. You either circulate, and if you're not circulating, you allow it suffocation. So either circulate or suffocate. The blood every second is being pumped around. That's circulation. If that blood stops, that's suffocation. You can die. So we need that circulation, y'all. So those black businesses need your circulation. We hope them black businesses will circulate with us so that we can make this a big deal. We should ideally have TV commercials on for next week's authors convention. We should have billboards on the bus stops. We should have them all over the businesses. We in all 20 cities should be promoting people coming to Gary next week for the book authors convention. We'll see if it happens. All right, thank you guys for watching. Please share the video to anyone that's a landscaper, want to be a landscaper, or if they're a book author, want to be a book author, because that's what next week's subject is. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Charles. And we are concluded now.